Hello everybody, I'm Don Counts. Welcome to Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6. I have a friend in the house, Mr. Jim Rutledge. Jim, good to see you.
Good to see you, Don.
Most of the time you have a bass guitar in your hand. Today, that's not the thing. Let's tell a little bit about yourself. You do play music, but today we're going to talk about the Episcopal Church.
Yep. I'm here to talk about the Host of Christmas Past, and the Episcopal Church is going to host a Wayfarer's Rest in our parish hall. A wayfarer simply means a person who travels on foot, but the Episcopal Church has a lot of funny names for things. So we thought we would pick something that was a little traditional. Wayfarer mean traveler, and Traveler's Rest, and
there will be a lot of traveling at the Host of Christmas Past, a lot of walking,
a lot of people on foot. Yeah.
And a lot of times last year it was pretty cold. So it might be a place to sort of duck in and warm up and do some things. So let's talk about, what does the word wayfarer mean again?
It means people who travel on foot.
People, okay.
And we're offering the Wayfarer's Rest as a place to offer amenities to people who might not know where to find them on the square.
Sure.
And serve the public in this way at the church. And the church is a block north of the square, and some people might not find it. So we're trying to get the word out that we're there. It's
a beautiful church. We have a great picture here of the church. Let's talk about the history of this place. It's on the road that goes, let's see, I guess that's Washington Street.
Washington Street is, the church faces Washington, and then Elk Avenue is to the side. Okay. That's the address is 106. The other building is the parish hall, and there's a parking lot. And so during the Wayfarer's Rest, we'll have most of the activities in the parish hall, but people are able to visit the sanctuary of the church itself and have a tour and get some history of the church. And
last year we got some history at the church when we videoed the Host of Christmas Past. We swung by there. Jo Goldesek, she's the one who evidently is a pretty good historian.
She certainly is.
One of the most interesting things was, I remember, was it the tornado that?
And the tornado that everybody calls it in town calls it tornado. It hit on February the 29th of 1952, and it destroyed a lot of the churches. It hit the downtown area, and particularly it hit the Episcopal Church. And at that time, the church faced Elk Avenue, and it was about halfway up the block, and there was a rectory next door, but the Episcopal Church was destroyed, and then there was, because it was winter, there was a furnace and a fire on what had not been destroyed, but there were a few things saved from that church.
Very interesting. It is a beautiful place. You rang the bell for us last time, and that put out some sound, and it's a old traditional thing. It is.
Bell ring is one of the things we're going to feature for the kids this year.
Very good. So. Let's talk a little bit about the Episcopal Church. I know we'll get back into some of the things that you're going to do with the Wayfarer's Rest. So you need to keep that in mind as we get on into the show, because we want to talk about what you're doing on Host Day. But let's talk a little about. There is a lot of history here. Tell us a little bit about, what does the word Episcopal mean?
Episcopal refers to the way that the church is governed. It's governed by bishops, and Episcopal is the French word that is the English word bishop. So the church is run by bishops, and is divided into dioceses, and there's a bishop for each diocese in the United States. And then the diocese is divided into parishes. So a parish is sort of an administrative district. And interestingly, Louisiana calls their counties parishes.
Right.
So they took over that name, but we call the church district parishes. So we're actually St. Mary Magdalene Parish.
Okay. How big is the Episcopal Church worldwide?
Worldwide, 80 million, because we're all part of what's called the Anglican Communion. The Episcopal Church was formed in the United States after the Revolutionary War, because the Episcopal Church was the Church of England. The Church of England was created by Henry VIII when he wanted a divorce. So they broke away from the Catholic Church and formed the Anglican, or the Church of England. Then at the Revolutionary War, it was questionable where the allegiances were for people. So they called it the American Episcopal Church. And
wow. The church, how old is this particular church here? Some idea from, I know we say 1952, but it was there prior to that.
Yeah, the original church was much larger, seated about 200, and faced east, up the block, and the tornado hit in 52. Well, the original church, the first meetings of the Episcopal Church were in what most people refer to as Dr. Bollner's house.
Okay.
That was built by an A.S. Thomas, who was a financier who married a McKinney from Fayetteville, and they built that house on the corner of Maple and Elk. That's a Gothic revival,
right?
And has large rooms, so it was big enough to hold church meetings. And they met at the courthouse for a while and other people's homes. But the cornerstone for the original Episcopal Church was laid in 1881, and they finished in 1884.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Interestingly, regarding the tornado, there had been what they called a cyclone in the 1890s here, and the church was spared. So, someone decided to drop the insurance.
Oh.
So when the church was hit in 1952, there was no insurance, and so the parishioners gathered the money that they had and built a smaller church using some of the original materials. So the original church was stone as well.
And you say, how many people will this church hold? It's really small.
It'll hold 88. The original would seat more like 200, and
Gotcha.
If you go to Pulaski, their church, the Church of the Messiah, there is more the size of that original church.
Very good. A lot of history there, and it's a really cool building, and that's a lot of great history there. Let's talk a little bit more about what's going to happen on Host Christmas Past Day, and what made y'all come up with doing this rest?
Well, traditionally we'd had a bake sale to complement the Host of Christmas Past, and we were there anyway, and we would occasionally have people, some people are parking in the Baptist parking lot, or they're over at Kids Zone and they see a building that's, and they wondered what we were, or what was going on. So we decided, since we were there and close, that we would extend the amenities of the parish hall to people who were looking for those sort of things. So we have restrooms that are available, diaper changing stations, private rooms for mothers with nursing babies, and we'll offer some complimentary refreshments, coffee, tea, water, cookies. Last year we did a kids cookie decorating, and so the fresh baked cookies, and kids could decorate the cookies with different colors, icing, and get design or make up their own design ideas, and that ran over really well, and so we're going to do that again. I'll be handing out coupons, not that you need a coupon to decorate a cookie, but I'll go up to the square and hand some of those out. That'll have also the other amenities that we offer. And we have swing sets out back that includes swings for toddlers, that folks can let their kids work off some energy on the swings.
Right.
And chairs out there for them. And then our bake sale will be going on with cakes and pies and cookies and muffins and those sort of things that are nice to have on the holidays. So almost all of them can be frozen, or then Thanksgiving's not too far away if you want to have some nice food, nice desserts for. But during the bake sale, one of our parishioners is from a Greek heritage, Joe Golisek, as a matter of fact, and her family has traditionally made a Mideastern or Greek dessert called baklava. And it's a phyllo pastry, which is thin sheets of pastry with nuts and then soaked in honey, and it's just excellent. And we that's one of the things we do as a church activity. Joe leads us in the making of the baklava there in the church kitchen, and it's really rich. You can't eat very much, but it's really good. And if people want baklava, they need to get there early because it goes pretty fast.
Well, as much stuff is going on Host of Christmas Past, if you need to get away just a little bit, and many people park over in that area anyway, so you can swing by. One of the good things is bathrooms. That's really important for up there, because sometimes some people might not want to use a porta potty, which there are some of those around, but in different areas for certain things. But and the church is a great place to rest, and you need it, because it's a rough day for a lot of people to get from point A to point B, and especially when you're carrying kids around and that kind of thing.
So the parish hall will be open, to just rest and have a refreshment and just take a load off your feet if that's what you need to do, or and also the sanctuary, the chapel, the church itself will be open. You can go in there and rest and meditate or pray or have someone tell you about the church. People who are interested in history, parts of the church are from the 1880s. We have the altar is dedicated to two priests who served during the 1870s, the yellow fever epidemic in Memphis, and that our altar is dedicated to them. One of our original rectors bought several things for the church: a cross and an eagle lectern. And those survived the fire, and we have them in this church. But the sanctuary is just a cozy and welcoming space.
It really
and
is.
The stained glass windows, which we have 7 stained glass windows that depict aspects of St. Mary Magdalene.
Well, to see them in person is so much better than even the photographs. And the building, you probably drive by the building all of our lives and may not realize what it's there, or just we out of sight, out of mind, trying to get to point A to point B. But however, this is a beautiful building, and it's a great place to go. One of the things I remember Joe describing is the ceiling. If you look up at the ceiling, it has the idea of a boat.
A boat, yeah. Most Episcopal churches, the ship of the church is you look up at the church, you look at the ceiling, and it looks like the inside of a boat.
Oh, that's pretty
true.
cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That was amazing. Okay, so we want to remind everybody that the St. Mary Magdalene Episcopal Church is going to be having a Wayfarer's Rest during Host of Christmas Past on Saturday.
Saturday from 8:30 till 2.
8:30 till 2.
And it's mentioned in the Host of Christmas Past flyer.
Okay, very good. And you can meet Jim and meet some of the other members and whoever else would be there.
Yep.
All right, and we appreciate you telling us about this. We appreciate your church doing this, because I think it's something that's needed.
Well, thank you, Don and Sarah and FPU for letting us tell about this, and we look forward and invite people to come by and stop and see us, take a load off your feet, come to the church, sit there a while and hear a little history, and I appreciate you letting me talk about it.
Very, very good. And I might, Sarah Mack might not need rest that day, but I will, because I'm getting old, and I'm going to come over and sit down and try some of those pastries, or what do you call those?
Baklava. I'll save you a piece.
Please do. Please do. I might need it. I might need a boost there.
Thank you so much.
And I really enjoy going by there, and thank you for what y'all do, and thank you for coming by and talking to us. We've had Jim Rutledge, our guest, talking about the Wayfarer's Rest going to be going on at the Host of Christmas Past on November the 9th, and we will stop by and see them at the St. Mary Magdalene Episcopal Church right here in town. Hope you do too. I'm Don Counts. We will see you back in here next time on Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6. Thank you.